Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara and today's video is going to be 6 common misconceptions for home buyers and home sellers. So before I get into this video, I just want to quickly say thank you to everyone that has recently subscribed to my channel. I know that over the past week or so, I've seen a few more people subscribe. So thank you so much. I really hope that you are enjoying this content, and let's get right into the video. Common misconception number 1 is that the listing agent is the only person that can show you a property, and that is just not true. So any agent out there that is licensed should be able to show you whatever property it is that you're interested in. So different agents will have different geographical ranges. For example, like I myself will go as far north as Mars Hill, as far east as, let's say, Black Mountain, south to Hendersonville, and west to right around Waynesville. So I have my own kind of set of boundaries, but I can show you any property within that. And a lot of other agents are the same way. So you don't have to see the property with the listing agent. Any agent out there in that region should be able to help you. Common misconception number 2 is that agents do not work on the weekends, and that is just not true. That's actually one of our busiest times. So I know I myself tend to work more hours on the evenings and weekends just because that tends to be when most people aren't working, especially if you're working a 9 to 5. You will typically want to see a house in the evening or on the weekend. And I've had people say to me before, oh, I didn't want to contact you over the weekend, and then by the time Monday rolls around, the house is already off the market and sold. So don't hesitate to reach out to your agent over the weekend. That is completely their job. They're used to that. And yeah, they're absolutely able to show homes during that time. I will say I have seen some agents have set hours that they don't work. So I think I have met a couple agents out there that maybe try to take Sundays off, but that's not all that common. So I would say just check with the agent that you're working with, see if they have set off hours, and that way you can work with each other's schedules. But for the most part, all agents do work over the weekends. Common misconception number 3 is that you have to put down 20% for your down payment on your home, and that is also just not true. So if you're getting a conventional loan, typically the minimum down payment amount would be 3%. If you're looking at an FHA loan, it would be right around 3.5% as the minimum. And if you are getting a VA loan or a USDA loan, you actually have a minimum down payment of 0. So if you do qualify for those types of loans or a property that's in a USDA area, then you could possibly pay 0% down. And there are definitely pros and cons to each type of mortgage, so I wouldn't necessarily just say, oh, well, I definitely want to go with the 0% down one or 3% or whatever it is. Your situation is going to be different from someone else's. So definitely talk to your agent and talk to your mortgage lender and figure out which mortgage product might be best for you. But in summary, no, 20% down is not the minimum amount. Common misconception number 4 is that the buyer pays for the agent's commission, and that is also not true. So typically in a real estate transaction, the buyer will pay nothing. There are some brokerages out there where they might charge a broker fee. Mine personally does not charge that, but they do exist. And the seller is typically the one in the transaction that will pay the broker compensation. And that's something that's worked out with the seller and their listing agent and does not impact the buyer whatsoever. So that being said, there are some instances where, let's say, the buyer's side brokerage is expecting to get 3% commission on that sale. And maybe the listing agent and the seller are only offering 2.5%. In that case, it might be the case where the agent will reach out to the buyer and say, the seller is only paying 2.5%, you're gonna have to cover the other 0.5%. That does happen at times. I wouldn't say it's all that common. I would talk to your agent about that possibility if you're thinking about writing an offer on a home. just to see if that is something that you're going to have to consider when purchasing that home. But for the most part, the seller will cover all of the broker compensation. Common misconception number 5 goes along with the one that I just mentioned, and that is that agents will get 3% commission from the sale of a home, or possibly 6% if they are working both sides of the transaction. And that is just not the case. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on that buyers and sellers typically don't know about or aren't aware of. So let's say that a seller is paying the buyer's brokerage 3%. So from that 3%, some brokerages charge a franchise fee. Then after that, the brokerage itself will take out a percentage. If the agent is on a team, then another percentage will be taken out, and then the buyer's agent will get their cut. So it's a multi-step process for the agent to get a cut. So I know this isn't super relevant to a lot of buyers and sellers and isn't typically something that they tend to even need to know about, but it's something that I wanted to put in here because I do hear from some people at times that agents tend to be overpaid and they don't necessarily understand all of the fees also that go into being a real estate agent. So every year there are annual dues of various sorts. There's a bunch of different ones that we have to pay, quarterly dues, licensing fees, all these different sorts of things. So just because you see 3% on the paper doesn't necessarily mean that that agent is actually getting that amount. And lastly, common misconception number 6 is that when a home is under agreement, you cannot place an offer on it. And that is not necessarily true. So there are some instances where if the home is under agreement and on the MLS it says under agreement, no show, then yeah, it's not really likely that you're gonna get that house. It could come back on the market and you could have an opportunity to place an offer on the home then, but it's not super likely. That typically means that the current buyer has already gone through their due diligence period, meaning if they had inspections, they were already done. If they had an appraisal, it's already done, usually, that sort of thing. But if a property is listed as under agreement show, then you can still view that property and you can place an offer as a backup if that is something that you would like to do. So with a backup offer, there are definitely certain things to consider. That being that you do have to pay your earnest money at the time that the backup offer is accepted, and that earnest money will be held at the attorney's office of your choice. And basically, if the current offer falls through, your backup offer would immediately and automatically go into the primary position, meaning that if the other offer falls through, you are automatically under agreement. So if you are wanting to still look at other homes on the market, it's definitely something to keep in mind, because let's say you place an offer on a totally different property while you have this backup offer in place, and you can get stuck in a situation where both offers are accepted, and that gets to be a really sticky situation. So I would definitely speak to your agent if a backup offer is something you're considering, but ultimately, all of that to say, it is possible in some instances to put in an offer on a home that's under agreement. So that about covers it for today's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And before I go, I do want to quickly mention that if you are a home buyer or a potential home buyer and have not received my free home buyer guide, definitely reach out to me. And as always, I'm happy to provide that to you. It's an 11-page document that goes over step by step the home buying process and everything you need to know about that. And if you are a potential home seller, I am more than happy to provide a free comparative market analysis for you and let you know what your home might be worth in this market. If you saw my August housing market update video, you'll know that especially around Asheville, home prices have just skyrocketed over the past 12 months. So you might have way more equity in your home than you even realize. So definitely reach out to me if you want to see how much your home might be worth. And even if you are not located in Asheville or North Carolina, if you're located honestly anywhere around the country or even globally. I do actually have agent connections in a lot of different places. So if you are looking to sell your home elsewhere, reach out to me too, and I'll see if I can get you in touch with a really good agent in your location. But that is everything for today. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you want to see in upcoming videos. And I will be doing some more neighborhood tours. I know that you guys really, really love those. One of the ones I'm thinking about doing soon is Montford, maybe. Playing around with that idea, or maybe like Arden, something like that. But if there are any that you want to see, just leave me a comment and let me know, and I will prioritize that one first. But don't forget to subscribe, share this with your friends and family, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video.